Alright, well, time to put some content out on a Sunday morning. Alright, okay, alright. Oh, by the way, hello viewers. Another beautiful day. Yeah, hope your five senses work, health and strength is good. Or excellent. Listen to this. Wi-Fi 8 will be supposedly identical to Wi-Fi 7, but there will be some great enhancements for better efficiency. Says here Wi-Fi 8 isn't going to increase the bandwidth and will be identical to Wi-Fi 7 in many aspects, but it will have several optimization. Says here subtopic, Wi-Fi 8 will bring improved device access point coordination and several new enhancements to deliver seamless connectivity. Says here wireless internet connectivity has rapidly evolved in the past few years. While a lot of users have just begun adopting the Wi-Fi 6 standard, Wi-Fi 7 was already dropped in January this year, eventually making it to Intel Z890 motherboard as well as AMD X870/E motherboards. Says here the discussion about Wi-Fi 8 has already started, and if you are expecting Wi-Fi 8 to double the data bandwidth of Wi-Fi 7, it will focus on enhancing the efficiency of existing transfer rate to ensure better performance outside of the box. PC World report that as per MediaTek, there can be several ways to enhance Wi-Fi 8 iteration, which may be introduced in the new standard if approved. And then it shows a little chart here, features maximum channel bandwidth, frequency bands, shows features Wi-Fi 4, Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7, Wi-Fi 8, maximum channel bandwidth 40, 160, 160, 320, 320. And then frequency bandwidth is 2.4 and 5, 2.4 and 5 and 6, and then 2.4, 5 and 6, and then 2.4, 5 and 6. Then the max physical rate is 150 megabytes per second, 650 megabytes, and then you have 433 megabytes, then 8 and negative 4.3 gigabytes, 1200 gigabytes, and 8 and negative 9.6 gigabits, and then you have 2880 megabits. That's per second. Then you have 8. Then you have negative 2.3 gigabytes, and then you have 2888, and then negative 2.3, and then you have the modulation is 64, 256, 1024, 4096, and 4096, and that's QAM. And then you have spatial streams is 4, 4, 8, 8, 8. Because Wi-Fi 4 is 4, Wi-Fi 4 is 4, 5 is 4, 6 is 8, 7 is 8, and then 8 is 8. This is what's this? MIMO is DL only, and then Wi-Fi 6 is UL and DL. Wi-Fi 7 is UL and DL, and then Wi-Fi 8 is UL and DL, and then target wait time. It goes up to 6. It has individual broadcast. 7 is restricted, 8 is coordinated, and then you have the OFI DMA. 6 is yes signal, Wi-Fi is yes signal, yes multiple signal. No, 6 is yes single signals, Wi-Fi 7 is yes multiple signals, and then Wi-Fi 8 is yes multiple signal. Then you have multi-link operation for 7, yes, 8, yes, multi-app coordination. 8 is yes, everybody else is blank. 4, 5, 6, and 7 is blank. And then you have, what's that, DSO / what's that, NPC is A, Wi-Fi 8 is yes, and then DRU is 8, and then DRU is yes for 8, everybody else is blank. And then IEEE standards, 4, 5, and 6 is 11, 4 is 11, 5 is 11 AC, 6 is 11 AX, Wi-Fi 7 is 11 BE, and then Wi-Fi 8 is 11BR. What's that? I think that's I. Anyway, says here, let me keep going here. Says here, yeah, that's the table of contents. Says here, these enhancements resolve around optimizing the coordination between the access point and the connected device. Features such as coordinated spatial reuse, and then it's, in parentheses, is code then blank SR. Then it says coordinated beam forming, and then in parentheses is CO-BF are some of the best optimization techniques that seek to strengthen the signal connection between access point and devices. And then it says coordinated spatial reuse can enhance the communication between the access point to optimize power output and will supposedly improve throughput by 15 to 25%. It will succeed the spatial reuse to introduce in Wi-Fi 6 and will allow access point to coordinate their power output to enhance communication. Coordinated beam forming, and on the other hand, can direct signals more precisely in mesh network. You know, you have in computer networks, you have bus, star, you have star mesh, star wireless, and then you have mesh. But anyway, it says here which can enhance throughput by another 20 to 50% margin as per MediaTek. It says here the throughput offered by coordinated beamforming BF and exists in the next generation MediaTek file logic is significantly enhanced with increased ranging from 20% to 50% in a mesh network setup with one control AP and one agent AP. Then there is the dynamic sub-channel operation DSO that can allocate bandwidth dynamically according to the device capabilities. This can alone increase the throughput by a whopping 80%. So instead of reserving a device a sub-channel for downloading a file faster due to the presence of better Wi-Fi antennas, Wi-Fi 8 DSO will let the access point decide which device should get more priority. And then it says refined modulation is yet another technique that can introduce finer throughput adjustment to allow smoother transition in signal strength to improve the transmission by a 5 to 30% margin. When you move around your house, in a nutshell, Wi-Fi 8 is all about improving the existing Wi-Fi 7 standard while keeping the same 23 gigabytes bandwidth. And then it says 4096 QAM modulation, numbers of channel and identical frequency bands such as 2.4, 5, and 6. And that is that. So as far as like everything, the bandwidth speed is still the same, but it did improve some things as far as like throughput, and like you're talking about like in a mesh network, it improved things. So it basically it's just like a little, it didn't like clean up like, it's like Wi-Fi 8 is doing like cleanup work that Wi-Fi 7 couldn't handle, in a nutshell. Let's see here, what's this? And it improved everything. It keeps the same bandwidth, but everything else is improved. Now we got 9 comments. Who do we got here? Evo said this, still on Wi-Fi 5, no issues here. And then Imran said this, you have to use Wi-Fi 6 to notice the difference. And then Flo said this, same speed, higher price. And Junior said, trash, I am waiting for Wi-Fi 9. And it says, Derek says this, they've run out of option to scam the gullible consumer. And then TCO responded, he said, just because you don't understand the difficult words and the technology doesn't mean there isn't progress. That could be some, there could be some truth to that. And then what's the name, B said this, Wi-Fi hasn't been exciting since 802.11 AC. He's talking about the standards here. 802. And then Imran said this, but you use a signal band router. Anyway, basically, what Wi-Fi 8 did was when I look at this, if you look at the table of when you look at this table of content, Wi-Fi 8 just did some cleanup work that Wi-Fi 4, 5, 6, and 7 couldn't do. For instance, where when it comes to the maximum bandwidth, it's the same, but then on the frequency it's 2 and 4 and 5. Wi-Fi 5 is 5. Wi-Fi 6 is 2, and then 4, and then 5 and 6. Wi-Fi 7 is 2, 4, 5, and 6, and the same for Wi-Fi 8. Now, when it comes to our physical rate, this is where Wi-Fi 8 starts to separate itself, because on the I think that's Wi-Fi 4 is 150, and then you have 4, then you have 600 megabytes, but then on Wi-Fi 5 it went up to 433 megabytes per second. Then you have 8, and then you have 4.3 gigabytes. Wi-Fi 6 is 1200 megabytes per second. Then you have 8 and then 9.6 gigabyte. Wi-Fi 7 now has 2880 megabytes per second. Then you have 8, and then you have like a negative 2.3, and then Wi-Fi 8 is negative 2.3. Then the modulation, Wi-Fi 4 is 64 QAMs. Wi-Fi 5 is 256. Wi-Fi 6 is 1024. Wi-Fi 7 is 4096. So is Wi-Fi 8. And then the spatial streams, Wi-Fi 4 is 4. Wi-Fi 5 is 4. Wi-Fi 6 is 8. And then Wi-Fi 7 is 8. And then Wi-Fi 8 is 8. Now when it comes to what's this MIMO, it says Wi-Fi 4 doesn't support it. Wi-Fi 5 is DL only. Wi-Fi 6 is UL and DL, and then Wi-Fi 7 is UL and DL, and then Wi-Fi 8 is UL and DL. Now when it comes to target wait time, Wi-Fi 4 and 5 doesn't support it. Wi-Fi 6 has individual broadcasts, and then Wi-Fi 7 is restricted, and then Wi-Fi 8 now has coordinated, meaning that it can coordinate wait time accordingly. Then on the OF DMA, Wi-Fi 4 and 5 doesn't support it. Wi-Fi 6 is yes, single, says yes, then single, in parentheses. Wi-Fi 7 is yes, and then it has multiple in parentheses. And then Wi-Fi 8 is yes, and then multiple. Now when it comes to multi-link operation, Wi-Fi 4, 5, and 6 doesn't support it. Wi-Fi 7 does, and Wi-Fi 8 does. Now, when it comes to multi-app coordination now, and this is where Wi-Fi 8 comes in. Wi-Fi 4, 5, 6, 7 doesn't support it, but Wi-Fi 8 does. And then when it comes to what's that DSO/NPCA, Wi-Fi 4, 5, and 6 and 7 doesn't support it, but Wi-Fi 8 does. And then when it comes to DRU, 4, 5, 6, and 7, meaning Wi-Fi, don't support it, but 8 does. And then when it comes to IEEE standard, Wi-Fi 4 is using 11, that's, what's that, N? And then Wi-Fi 5 is using AC, and Wi-Fi 6 is using 11AX, and what's this, Wi-Fi 7 is using 11BE, but Wi-Fi 8 now is using 11, what's that, BR. So Wi-Fi 8 has its advantages over 7, 6, 5, and 4. And because basically it just cleans up. It cleans up like Wi-Fi 7, 6, 5, and 4, the areas that they can't. I mean that they can't handle, and improve some things. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. So Wi-Fi 8 They're just improving, but I'm sure 9 will, like in the comments, 9 will have better bandwidth. Will have better bandwidth when that time comes. But for right now, 8 is just doing cleanup work. So for those who are still on 4, 5, 6, or even 7, I would say get on Wi-Fi 8 and just call it a day. you know, especially when it comes to video games too. This is where Wi-Fi 8 comes in too. So yeah, it improves a lot of areas where 7, 6, 5, and 4 don't. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy though. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars, Star Trek, Work, Dark Section. Go. Peace.